Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Guys, I've got been asked a question on Insta. And I thought I'd answer it. Is Alexander Usyk, a better fighter than Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez? You know, all this pound for pound stuff, and let me explain to you pound for pound. Pound for pound is a list which includes skills. It includes resume, and it includes skills, resume, and achievements. And that's how I think you make, and what you've done for me lately, because you could be a great fighter, but you could drop down that pound for pound list if you haven't done a lot lately, because pound for pound is what you've done for me lately. Now, you may be great, you may be a great skilled fighter. You may have a great resume in the past, but if you haven't done anything in the last 1 or 2 years, then you should probably drop down that list. Now, a lot of people seem to think that these three, Terence Crawford, Usyk, and Canelo, are number 1, 2, or 3. Some people have Errol Spence. Some people have, Inoue. These are the guys that are talked about at the top echelon of the pound for pound list. Crawford is got question marks because a lot of people question his resume. However, he has got great achievements. He has undisputed champion. He's a 3-weight world champion. He's a welterweight world champion. He's undefeated. And he's definitely, for me, skill-wise, a very, very skilled fighter. He's got unbelievable skills. The eye test don't lie. Canelo Alvarez, he's just on another level right now. Everybody, I think, unanimously has him pound for pound number 1 as the best fighter in the world. They think he's numero uno. He's the best out there. But Alexander Usyk has thrown a spanner in the works by beating Anthony Joshua, because Alexander Usyk has done things very quickly. Alexander Usyk has become an undisputed cruiserweight champion, and when you look at his reign at cruiserweight, the fighters that he fought, Maris Bradis, Gassiev, Michael Hunter, Tony Bellew. I know Bellew fought for Bellew, and then he fought somebody else. I can't remember. I think it was Glowacki, and then he fought all those guys in their backyard. These are all very good fighters. If you know your boxing, all of those cruiserweights that I've mentioned, Michael Hunter's a good heavyweight now. Bradis is a top fighter. Gassiev is a top fighter. So all those guys that he beat, that is a very, very, and in the short space of time he's done it, that's a very, very impressive resume by Usyk. Then he went to heavyweight, and now he's the unified heavyweight champion. He's a unified heavyweight champion as well. So he's an undisputed cruiserweight champion and unified champion. Achievements-wise, that is exceptional, because how many times have you seen a cruiserweight go up to heavyweight and become a unified champion? Like David Haye was a world champion at heavyweight. He wasn't a unified champion. He tried to unify against Klitschko and he got beat. Anthony Joshua, although I don't think Anthony Joshua was a dominant heavyweight, but he was still seen as a top heavyweight, top 3 easy. And Usyk beat him comfortably, really. So that was an emphatic win, and you have to give Usyk his props. But in terms of who's a better fighter out of the 3, who's a more skilled fighter out of Crawford, Usyk, and Canelo, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because they all have great attributes that make them great. They all, like, Canelo is not as pleasing to the eye as the other two. Like, the other two just look like magicians at times. They're so gifted, they're so talented. Whereas Canelo doesn't have that, because Canelo's built differently. Canelo's got skills, but But like I said, they're not as aesthetically pleasing. He's more built like a power fighter. But he's got great, he's got fast hands. He's improved his footwork. He's got great punching power. He's got a great chin. He's got a great heart. He's got a great boxing mind, great boxing IQ. He knows how to maneuver you around the ring. He can walk you down. He can fight in the middle of the ring. Canelo's very versatile, but so is Crawford. Crawford is a switch hitter. He can fight orthodox. He can fight southpaw. He can fight on the back foot. He can fight on the front foot. He can take the fight to you. He can fight. He's just a very, very complete fighter, Terence Crawford. Alexander Usyk is a very, very gifted fighter. Very, very gifted fighter. The way he moves around the ring, his head movement, his hand speed. He got all the punches. He's just a complete. For me, when I look at Usyk, he's a very, very complete fighter. He's a special fighter. So all three of them have their attributes. All three of them for me are gifted. It's hard to say who's the better fighter. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. For me, I think they're all great, because pound for pound, for me, I don't know what it means by pound for pound, because just because Canelo's pound for pound number one, that doesn't mean he's the most skilled fighter out there. It means that his achievements, his resume, and his skills combined together make him number one. But Crawford, for example, might be more skilled, but he doesn't have the resume and the achievements of Canelo, which means that he can't be ahead of Canelo. But being a more skilled fighter, we just don't know, because Usyk is very skilled. When you look at his amateur record, and now you look at what he's done as a pro, he really is, and his resume as well, in such a short space of time, he's definitely pushing Canelo. And if he beats Tyson Fury and beats some other heavyweights, he's definitely pushing Canelo Alvarez. I think even Canelo fans will. Who was it? I can't remember. Was it Mike on the live stream that said if Usyk beats Joshua, he has a claim for being pound for pound number one? I think it was Mike. I can't remember who it was. There was someone on the live stream that said that, if Usyk does beat, Joshua, he has claim. And I agree, because beating Anthony Joshua was no joke. That was a serious win. Usyk had to go through fire to win that fight. Look at his face at the end of the fight. And it was against a bigger guy, stronger guy. That's pound for pound stuff for me. Moving up weight class against, and like, we're talking from cruiser to heavyweight, where the weight and size difference is massive. We're not talking about small weight. We're talking about massive. We're talking about, that's proper pound for pound material right there. We just saw Fury and Wilder. Even though Wilder's massive, like in terms of height wise, but he's not a big guy. And we saw what size. Fury's the more skilled fighter out of him and Wilder. But what makes Wilder incredible is the fact that he's not as skilled, and yet he's still making the fights competitive with Fury. Apart from the second one, the first fight and the third fight were competitive. That's what, in my opinion, makes Wilder great, because he's such a smaller guy, and Usyk's just dominated a bigger man. And Canelo's not fighting guys that are bigger, but not that the difference, but from with Usyk and Canelo is Usyk and Joshua is huge. And for him to dominate, that's like Canelo going up and beating Beterbiev and dominating him, like destroying him. That's what Usyk did, and he did it against a guy that was huge in Joshua. So I think they're all great fighters, man. I don't think I can separate them, but they're all great fighters, and they all deserve their plaudits, and they're all top three. They're all up there. For me, those are my top three: Canelo, Usyk, and Crawford. I feel like all of those three are the best out there right now. They're very skilled. They've got everything that a fighter needs: heart, determination, skills, ability. They're just great overall. So I don't know who's more skilled out of the three. I don't know who I think is better. I think Canelo is the most accomplished right now. But yeah, Usyk is may push him in the future. Crawford has to do a lot more. His resume is not strong enough, and he needs to do a lot more. But I don't know who's more skilled. I'd love to know your opinion. Who's more skilled? Usyk, Crawford, and Canelo. Who do you guys think is the most skilled out of the three? Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.